Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribes to my channel. Today we will talk about incredible discoveries in science and geology. 10. The Vidias earthquakes. The Pacific Ocean is home to mysterious tremors. Called the Vidias earthquakes, their origins remain unknown. The only fact that scientists can hang their hat on is that these giants are born deep, somewhere in the Earth's mantle between Fiji and Australia. However, one discovery could change the book on tectonic plates. During a process called subduction, continental plates wrestle until one slides under the other and disintegrates while sinking toward the core. In 2017, researchers found evidence of wayward pieces. Instead of dipping to their doom, plates slid horizontally into a part of the mantle that is waterlogged. This transition zone sits 440 to 660 kilometers, 270 to 410 miles deep. Using earthquake vibrations, geologists managed to locate what they believe are massive slabs that survived for millions of years. They move in the same way as surface plates, and similarly, their interaction can cause serious shakes. 9. The Spokane flood. In 1909, a teacher was so captivated by the riddle behind the channeled Scablands Formation that he became a geologist. Located in Washington state, it includes a dry waterfall 10 times bigger than Niagara Falls. Harley Brett studied gravel heaps as high as skyscrapers, holes in which neighborhoods could disappear, boulders in strange places, canyons not carved by rivers, and waterfalls without water sources. His suspicions about an Ice Age mega flood made him a leper among his peers. They could not accept that a flood shaped the land within days when accepted wisdom stated that geological changes happen slowly. They dismissed Brett's Spokane flood in favor of processes that take millions of years. Regrettably, Brett's could not answer where the flood originated. In the 1940s, another geologist found it. The Clark Fork River Valley was blocked during the last ice age, and when the dam broke, it released an unthinkable amount of water into Washington. Further research found the process repeated almost 80 times over millennia, which proved correct both Brett's and those opposing his estimate of the speed of the Scablands birth. 8. An iron jet stream. The European Space Agency launched satellites in 2013 to gather new data about the Earth's magnetic field. 3 years later, the information beamed back could almost be viewed as an X-ray of the planet. Remarkably, inside the world's magnetic core, scientists found a ribbon of iron. The metal is in a liquid state and behaves like an aerial jet stream. The clear view of the unusual current also helped to explain how it got there. The core consists of different layers, and the jet stream follows the border shared between two. Most likely, fluid came from both directions and collided into a sideways journey. 7 pools of carbon dioxide. Researchers call them callisti-limbs, ethereal disks of fluid found underwater. Seen for the first time in 2015 at the Greek volcano of Santorini, the Subsea pools get their color from opal particles. But they are made of much stronger stuff, carbon dioxide. The high concentrations may provide a way to track future volcanic trouble. Santorini holds the dubious honor of having destroyed Minoan civilization after an eruption in 1600 BC. The rarity of the phenomenon is also striking. To form a pool under the ocean, something denser than seawater is needed. Other underwater pools in the sea consist of brine. The callisti-limbs are the only ones weighed down by carbon dioxide. 6. Largest exposed fault. The Ring of Fire is the cradle to some of the modern world's worst tsunamis. As if this earthquake hobby is not scary enough, the biggest open fault runs through it. The deepest point in the ocean, outside of a trench, is the Weber Deep. Found near Indonesia, the seafloor dips into a chasm 7.2 kilometers, 4.5 miles, deep. To solve the enigma of how it formed, underwater maps gave researchers the first clue. The bottom revealed countless scars in the shape of straight parallel lines. Matching results on a simulator hinted that a Belgium-sized fracture tore the Weber Deep into existence. More remarkably, the simulation suggested the event left behind an open fault measuring 60,000 square kilometers, 23,166 square miles. In 2016, researchers visited the fault, which they called the banded detachment. Until then, it had only existed in theory. Upon arrival, they were stunned to see parts of the banded detachment visible above the waves. The fault can trigger hazardous earthquakes if it slips, but on the flip side, it may help geologists predict tectonic movements in the Ring of Fire with more accuracy. 5. Don Juan Pond. This romantically named pond divides scientists. Found in Antarctica in 1961, it refuses to freeze even. At -50 degrees Celsius, -58 degrees Fahrenheit, the pool is inches deep with water like syrup. Don Juan contains some of the world's saltiest water, which explains the thickness and ability to stay liquid. That is where scientific understanding and agreement end. Since the feature sits in a region similar to Mars, the pond's mystery could explain more about the red planet's environment. The key is to locate the unusually pure salt source. The assumption was that the pond had a deep underground source. A 2013 study challenged this after photographing the water flow around the site at different times. It suggested that snowmelts deposited the soil's salt in the pool. 4. New Zealand's continent. A group of geologists went to change the world map by adding an 8th continent called Zealandia. About half the size of Europe, it is mostly submerged, but some of the dry peaks include New Zealand and New Caledonia. The echo of a lost landmass is not new. For decades, something was very familiar about this feature in the Pacific Ocean. There are continental shelves, a dramatic spectrum of altitudes, and rock samples that do not match the surrounding seafloor. 3. The missing volcano. In 1465, the people of Naples thought they were witnessing an eclipse. The strange darkness was just the start. In Germany, heavy rains opened graves, and in Poland, boats navigated the streets. Floods destroyed entire villages. Within 4 years, Europe entered a mini ice age. The weather came from a historic volcanic eruption. It was so epic that the ash cloud blanketed the world, blocking the sun's warmth. Although this volcano was more powerful than the 1815 Tambora eruption, which blew with the equivalent of over 2 million atomic bombs, geologists cannot find it. 2. The Encheiad aftershocks. Central Washington State is relatively stable in geological terms. Yet, a town called Encheiad has experienced hundreds of quakes in the last century. In 1872, the region shuddered from a giant earthquake with a magnitude around 6.5 to 7. In 2015, researchers trying to solve the continuous cluster in Encheiad heard about an interesting discovery. Previously, nobody had known the exact location of the 1872 earthquake, but then its fault scarp was found in Encheiad. The mysterious shakes suddenly look a lot more like aftershocks, despite occurring 145 years later. 1. Earth was once vaporized. The most accepted theory behind the moon's birth may no longer be valid. It states that a protoplanet called Theia destroyed itself during a collision with Earth, and the moon formed from the debris. A comparison between terrestrial and lunar rocks revealed a more dramatic story. Chemically, the samples were nearly identical. This made the Theia theory unlikely. Previous research estimated that up to 80% of the moon was Theia leftovers. The chances of Earth and the protoplanet having the same composition was close to impossible. The moon's material came from Earth's mantle, the layer outside the inner core. What do you think of my video? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching my video.